And before that, we played Carry Me On, which is a track written by Greg Friel, who's sitting here with me. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Now, we've been talking about various things off here. You would tell me a mutual friend of ours on the backing vocals there in that song.
Yes.
Chris Judge.
The awesome Chris Judge. Very, very talented man. And he was in again with me on Saturday, singing on a song called Showbiz Moms, which is for my solo album. But Chris and me go way, way, way back. Known him far too long to actually tell you how long I've known him. But he's somebody. He's incredibly gifted as a vocalist, but brilliant in the studio. Mm-hmm. Just we have that shorthand now where you don't actually need to tell him what it is you need. You just play the track, and he's like, right, fine.
Now there's the thing. Talking about the studio, which I'm quite keen to talk about. I've had some artists in here who have said that they find it incredibly difficult to record.
Right.
Do you find different artists come in? Some are good at recording, some are not so good at recording.
I think.
What's the secret?
The thing is, more than anything else, I try to keep things light, and I just make a complete fool of myself more than anything else. Drink a lot of coffee, get completely hyped up, and jump around the room and just have a laugh. That way, hopefully, whoever's going to be singing is relaxed. Some people you need to be encouraging with, and it's all about giving them support. Other people you just need to give them a kick up the backside. It's very much a sort of psychological thing. That's sort of part of the producer's job. But and some people are just shy and they're just needing a bit of encouragement, needing a confidence boost.
I had one guest in who said, he'll remain nameless, who says to me off air, and he says, as soon as I see that red light going on,
red light fever,
it just.
Yeah.
Just sort of blows the mind.
Yeah.
And then there's pitching problems, and there's
it
remembering words. And
it happens all the time, and there's people who I know who are incredibly, incredibly confident, live as well. And it's the adrenaline's pumping live, but then when it comes to the actual studio situation, then it's the panic sets in. You're just trying to get them to relax and find that happy place.
As you said, there's an element of psychology in it as well, and relaxing people. Now, if one of our listeners or somebody just off the street wanted to record something, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, you could go on my website, which is freelancemusic.co.uk, which is FRIELANCE music. Terrible pun. But you can email me through there. You can also see a few other things that I've done. I'm always keen to discover new people, new talent, and work with completely different acts. I never like to work with two of the same thing, if you know what I mean. If I'm already working with an acoustic singer-songwriter guy, then I don't want to be working with another one. I want to be working with a dance act or something the next day, It's just to keep it varied. So I don't lose my mind, which is...
I suppose, I mean... If you were sitting in the studio all day with an acoustic singer-songwriter, not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you were doing the same thing day in, day out, it would, I mean, not just dull, but it would be a bit taxing on the brain.
Yeah. And also, you want to stay fresh. You want to be able to come up with new ideas. And if you're doing the same thing over and over again, you're kind of like, well, I've done this already, haven't I?
See, if somebody comes to you and they say, right, okay, I've got this song. Do you want to have a listen? And then they ask you for your input and stuff. How much input do you put into producing somebody's own material?
It depends what they want. If somebody's that open to that much involvement, then I would completely deconstruct the song, and sometimes it's a case of rewriting songs, and then we end up it becomes a co-write. Sometimes somebody's just like, no, this is the song that I want to do, and I want to put it together. And it might not be the best song in the world, but I'll do the job to the best of my ability. I might not put my name on it, but but no, I mean, it's just I always say I'm not there to judge anybody, whether it's a singer or a songwriter. I'm there to bring out the best of whatever they bring to the studio. So it's not up to me to judge who I think, they're going to be famous. They could be successful. There might be other people who I think are more talented than others, but there's a lot of people out there who are making records who I would never have wanted to work with, because I just don't think they have what it takes, or they don't do music that interests me. So I'm very wary about making snap judgments about anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Just before we play your next track, one question: have you ever had anybody storm out when you've gave your opinion?
Storm out? No, but I do tend to make strange sort of comments to people. Chris tends to send a few people my way, and me vice versa. But he always warns people in advance. Greg will tell you exactly what he thinks, so they tend to get a bit freaked out in advance. But I mean, I'm chilled and relaxed. But I do tend to just pick out sort of weird things. And well, I'll give you an example. I had a girl who was in singing on Monday night, and she wasn't quite relaxed, and she wasn't chilling out, and she just needs to just let go and just totally go for it. So I was like, and of course I'm jumping around them. I'm like, no, you are a horse. You are running wild and free. That's what you are. And she's like, right, okay. But, I'm just saying something stupid, but it's the, then it that's in the brain, and it's just, there's an association there with, okay, right, fine, I've got to just kind of relax a bit.
In fairness, though, this is professional music business. This is not a reality show. This is not, this is not done for the cameras.
Exactly.
This is how you make your living, and so honesty is the best policy.
Very much so. And there's people who might not be the strongest singers, but as I say, you're just trying to get the best out of them, because everybody's wanting to be a performer, or they've got something to say themselves, and that's great, that's fine. But yes, I'm not Simon Cowell.
Just a bit younger.
Yes, I bet.
Now we're going to play your third track. Tell me a bit about this one.
This one's completely different. This is an act who is in development just now. They're not signed, and that's one of the things I do is artist development. And this is a guy who I met through Chris, actually, and he's an absolutely fabulous singer, dancer, all-round entertainer guy. Background in sort of being in a boy band and that kind of thing. He's been signed before, and he wanted to do something solo that was very much kind of like a UK version of, say, Usher or Chris Brown. So this is a dance pop track. It's actually his birthday today as well, so happy birthday, Gio, his name is. And this is a song called You Saved My Life.
Fantastic.
I've been lonely, feeling there's no end in sight. I've been blinded, I couldn't see the light. Someone told me you gotta walk the same road twice. Now you're home, babe. You're here to save my life. You saved my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa. Ooh. I've been angry, broken, lost and confused, felt abandoned. My heart has been abused. can't bring me down. Whoa, you can't bring me down. You can't bring me now. You can't stop the crowd. You can't count me out. You can't bring me down. You can't bring me down. You can't break me now. You can't stop the crowd. You can't count me out. You can't bring me down. You rescue me from the darkest night. I was lost, now I can see the light. You save my life. You can't bring me down. Oh, you saved my life. You saved my life.